I love the music in this game. Hello everyone, my name is Kenuda, and I'm here with some Sunless Sea. Now, I played the game a little bit. I have not explored much. Um, I know a little bit, I know enough that I'm not going to have a series of fuck-ups right in the beginning. So, hopefully we can skip past the series of unfortunate events that always greets every first-time sailor. Uh, this is a rather... This is not a high-action game. I'm just gonna let people know that right now. This is a somewhat slow game, a very calm game about experiencing a story. So, we're going to launch right into it. That is a very strange shark. Okay, so after it decided to crash, here we are in the character creation. In the stuff to make the choose past. I now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. So let's see. Now that I belong to the Unterzee, I am captain, but who were I before? Let's see. Street Urchin gives me a bonus to Veils, the skill of subtlety and evasion. It decreases the range at which enemies will spot me. A Poet increases my pages, which increases the speed at which I convert fragments to secrets, which is actually very important in this game. I could be a veteran of the campaign of '68, the invasion of hell by London, in which London lost, very dramatically. Bonus to Irons, which increases my damage. An Ordained Priest, which increases my hearts. Sometimes helps with tests of terror. Or I can be a Natural Philosopher, giving me mirrors to help me find a quicker firing solution in combat, which we'll get into later. I think for my first time, I'm actually going to go with a Poet. Experience? You have intuition, and your friend the Sly Navigator. It's a little vague, but he probably knows what he's doing. Perhaps you can find someone better, eventually. So let's see, I have 50 pages. I have 20 echoes, which is the money of this game. I was a struggling poet, but now I am a Z captain, and I have the Sly Navigator. What does winning mean to me? You know, one I haven't done was my father's bones. I will try to find him. Explore fallen London to find your first clue. We will be addressed as Milady. Explore. Take chances. This captain will probably die. The Z is hungry. But each captain passes on lessons to the next. This captain's name shall be Miyoko. My name. Your father lost at Z so very long ago. The trail was cold, but now you have a lead. Mr. John Huffman, editor of the expurgated London Gazette. He's published your poetry from time to time. 1 week ago, he casually mentioned that your turn of phrase is very like your father's. Huffman curls his fingers around his steaming cup, a protection against the dank cold of the morning. Oh yes, I knew him. A man of some talent, your father, but he turned that talent to, love poetry. Ghostwriting it, if you understand me. And as you may know, love poetry draws the attention of a particular power. He glances out of the window. You follow his gaze to where the spires of the Echo Bazaar rise above London. Huffman leans forward. The masters of the bazaar, he says very quietly, took an interest in your father. So although I liked him and although I like you, I will need something to set against the risk. Bring me news. News from the Z. Bring Huffman a Z story, a tale of terror, and a memory of distant shores, and he'll tell you more. Okay. So real quick history, and I will actually add a thing here for those who want to skip this little bit and get straight on into the meat of the game. London has fallen. When I say it has fallen, I don't mean from grace, I mean from the surface of the earth. In the early 1800s, bats came and took London and took it a mile underground. It is now in a cavern called the Neath, because, you know, you're underneath. But this Neath is full of very strange terrors and evil monsters and all sorts of other things, and the Masters of the Bazaar. The Masters rule London, except for the part of the Queen, the Silent Queen. That's all getting into other stuff, though. The important thing is, in this cavern is a massive sea called the Unterzee. Thus why you're a Z captain and not a sea captain. But there are a lot of places waiting in the Z, and from one captain to the next, the locations of places are never the same. So things that you knew to be safe could be on the other side of the world. There's some advice here for captains, but I'm actually not going to go over that. I'm actually going to sell the book. Going to read the morning papers to get some recent news and a supply. Let's see, we'll go back to the rest of the city, then we'll visit the Admiralty. The Admiralty is a good way of getting some quick money. They cannot last forever, which I really like. Let's see, you need to find the Iron and Misery Company funging station, somewhere not far from home waters. So yes, this game is extremely difficult. Very, very, very difficult. If you run out of fuel, you're a sitting duck, and you either have to take from your supplies or do worse things. If you run out of supplies, you have to do some very bad things to survive. Let's see. He wants to see Frost found. Oh. Nice. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to head to the tomb colonies of Venderbot. Actually, no. What am I thinking? I want to dock here for a second, because I forgot to pick up some supplies. This is plenty's fuel. Supply, fuel. Okay, now we can go. The use of the lantern here, as you can see it, is it helps you find, it keeps the terror away, which there's a terror gauge right here, and it helps you find a faster firing solution when it's shining on your target. But it also drains oil, or fuel rather, a lot faster. So it's really something that it also allows you to actually identify locations, but it's something you don't want to have active if you can help it. Let's see, we're close to the shore, so there's not much terror here. We're going to visit Hunter's Keep, Quiet Isle, a grand old house. Let's see, I'm going to spy on the house, and I failed. God damn it. Reconnoiter the island. I failed. So I am not going to spend my news just yet. I can actually sell that for money. There are a few different things to help you out. You can toggle the lights. The only time I keep the lights on is if I'm in combat or if I'm way out to Z and there's no lights around me. I don't like to have them on if I can help it, just because it saves a lot of fuel. Your cook is outraged. One of the tomb colonists has woken from his confined rest and found his way to the stores. When the cook came across him, he had consumed a half-wheel of cheese and an alarming quantity of suet. Return him to the hold. The ship did not pitch so abominably, a man grows bored, you know, death is deathly dull, and so forth and so forth. Anyway, we're gonna get that supply back. Oh my god, really? Fuck off, little man. Gather up the fucking corpses. It's funny, I haven't had this trouble with the tomb colonists before in the 4 different times I've played this game. Yes, I've played 4 different times and not gotten very far. I keep dying a lot. But I've never had that trouble with the tomb colonist before. He seems to be something of an asshole now. Maybe because I'm a poet. I have noticed that whatever your past is, changes what the tomb colonist does. So, probably he's an asshole because I'm a poet. And poets are assholes. Here we go. Vendor bite to the tomb colonies. Let's see. The tomb colonist surveys vendor bite, shaking her head. It won't do, she says. It won't do at all. I had no idea the place would be quite so unprepossessing. Perhaps we can liven it up a little yet. If only I knew a helpful Z captain. Need to bring 10 units of mushroom wine to Venderbite, and perhaps they'll have something for me. Few die in fallen London. They come here instead. Let us gather gossip and get a very major quest here. This is... let's see, no more light, the obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape no larger than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. Z Captain, Silkskin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors. 7 colors. Pay well. Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z. So we needed something else. Somewhere to end. I will accept the commission, and I must now search for colors for this man. Oh, and we'll explore, because why not? Here, a sailor shouts. There's something nestled in the mossy crook of a gray-leafed tree. A wooden serpent, lacquered with black, red, and yellow. Its eyes are garnet flakes. That'd fetch a good price at the bazaar, the sailor observes. But it has a cursy look, points out another. Let's see. The genial magician. Perhaps I can think of some way to allay their fears. Oh, an outlandish artifact. Sweet. It's an image of a finger king, a serpent thing that crawls beneath the skin of mirrors. They might be real and they might not, but why take chances? You order the confiscation of all mirrors until journey's end and explain that'll keep the ship safe. There is some grumbling from those sailors who like to trim their beards, but the measure reassures most of them. So we have an outlandish artifact. That's another good way to get some cheap money, or quick money rather. Do I have anything else to do? Cask of mushroom wine. Excuse me. Let's actually... we will head back down south for now. Head back to Fallen London for just a bit, because there's some stuff that I can do there. and I have gained a secret. So the use of secrets in this game is you can trade them with your officers to improve some of your skills, or you can save them for different useful things in the game. The easiest way to get secrets is to find them during the course of the game. However, after a while, to find fragments during the course of the game, to find objects, places. The problem with that is that after a while it becomes very difficult to find anything. Since you've explored a lot of different things, you have to go further and further and further in order to find more fragments. So it pushes you to go further into the game and explore more dangerous things, more dangerous places. The Admiralty's office, as I mentioned before, is a good way to make quick money, but because fuel and supplies cost so much, getting quick money is not especially good. It doesn't help you. Usually trips just between Venderbite and Fallen London, as you can see so far, have taken 3 fuel, 4 fuel now, and 3 supply. That's partially because I left my light on, though. But each supply is 20 echoes, each fuel is 10 echoes. The reward for going to Venderbite is 5. So, as you can see, you can't just stay in safe waters. The game forces you to explore. I love that. This game was designed to be very difficult. As they said, your first captain will die. It happens. Let's see. Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today, they have selected you for an inspection. Don't cheat them. Let's see. This will also reduce your suspicion. I have nothing to hide, though. Excuse me again, I'm a little tired. So I'm going to collect messages from the Harbor Master. Another day, another free evening. Merchant Venturer. He has need of a reliable agent. He would like me to find approved romantic literature. Or 21 bolts of spider silk. 1,500 echoes for 21 bolts of spider silk. That's actually pretty fucking awesome. So, let's see. Let's trade a secret to get to the university and actually be able to discuss things with the alarming scholar. Let's see. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least. A creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her, is it her? Appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary, to keep his, is it his, razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the facility. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? So let's see. An outlandish artifact. We have something like that, he declares, but not very like that. Interesting. I have some ideas about suitable fees. So we lose the artifact and gain 100 echoes. Going to buy a few more supplies and a little more fuel. And we're going to go on to our next journey. Yay! First, some very easy places to discover. I'm just gathering up secrets right now. There was a recruit that I could get at Harbor, but I don't have the money to recruit someone at the moment, so I am ignoring that. And that is as far as you can go. That bridge will hurt you if you go near it, unfortunately. I don't know why, but whatever. let's see. Off to Z we go. So yes, different places like this where the sea goes really, really deep are good for exploration. Not exploration, for turning your light on to find it. Different rocks could have names. There's a lot of different places to get fragments from, and each one is usually worth about 50 fragments. But that does not necessarily mean that it is the best idea to turn your light on all the time. Fire! Fighting a giant motherfucking crab. And you're not gonna get me, bitch. Ah, damn it! I was gonna feed it to the crew, but they fed the supply instead. Oh well, we can gain a fragment from him at least. And then Mutton Island is right here. There's another one here. Maybe we can get another fragment from him. And we'll speed up the firing time. Damn it. Okay, and that's 2 down. Dissect it. So yes, as you can see, even when there's action, there's not a whole lot of action in this game. But it is a very fascinating game all the same, because a lot of the storytelling is very Lovecraftian. It's just a very, very interesting game all around. Quaker's Haven. Once this simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs, before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind town. Let's see. Let's sacrifice some supplies to get a cat, which will improve my stats. Let's visit the hilltop. I have succeeded, gained fragments, and terror. I will chat to the fisherman. You can lose 1 terror by eating and drinking here, but it costs a lot, and it's really not worth it. Oh, and I was wrong. In Fallen London, fuel is worth 10, supplies are worth 20. I believe I said they were worth 30, and they were worth 20 and 30. They're worth 20 and 30 at Mutton Island. Which, you know, some people will be going, well, why in the hell would you buy from there? Well, you may be desperate. It is not good to get caught out here. Not good at all. That is a Megalops. Oh, and it sees me. Fire! And get out of its way, get out of its way. Yes! Excellent. And it is dead. We will eat it. Save on supplies. Right now my terror is fairly low, so I'm going to turn my light off just to save on the fuel. I will not be skipping through most of these things. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. A lot of this game is about sailing around, doing things. It's lonely, but to skip any of that would take away a lot of the feeling of the game. So I will not be skipping anything in these videos unless it is especially boring. Like purchasing supplies, not doing anything important at all. I'll probably skip over a lot of sending in port reports to the Admiralty, just things like that. But as for travel, I will not be skipping any of it, ever. So you're in this for the long haul, just like I am. Giannotti Harbor. This is the Cumean Channel. Cumean. It leads to the surface. Cumean Canal. That was it. leads to the sunlit surface, where the rest of the world goes on. And you can go to the surface, but you slowly die, because you can't stand the sunlight. Your crew also slowly dies. So let's listen for surface gossip. We have the vision of the surface and a perfunctory port report. Now, we will continue south for a little while and visit one of the final places. At least in the south, there are 2 more places to explore. As you can see, this is a humongous fucking world. In the south, there are 2 more places to explore. There's the Iron Republic and the Grand Geode. There may be more, I don't know. And in the north, there is Wither and the Codex. But we will be heading south for now to get a port report of the Iron Republic, where hell has its sway. As you can see, this ship is pretty slow. Oh. Ah, yes. One of these things. Adam's Doom. Not something you want to go into. They don't teleport you. I once thought they would. I found out very quickly that I was wrong. They don't kill you immediately, which I'm happy about, but they do slowly kill you. I've always wondered what these are flying around. Are they like paper? Or ash? I don't know. Discovered the Iron Republic. Hell's client state. Be wary. Their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Factory engines roar like false lions. Blood thunders in the dark pipes. Crimson lightning skitters across the deck, leaps to the rail, and curls there like a cat. The city is reflected in glassy, calm harbor water. The citizens there have the heads of dogs and serpents. Hell has brought freedom to the Iron Republic. Freedom from all laws, even those of nature. So let's see. I actually need a cannoneer. Welcome aboard. Room for improvement. Yes, I do need the irrepressible cannoneer. I need a gunner. Compile a port report. It won't be entirely straightforward. The streets won't lie straight, and the ink freezes whenever you look away from the inkwell. The sensations of the Republic are overwhelming. This is a desire for years. That is a hatred for fountains. Here is an emotion that can only be expressed mathematically. Now you are awash with a nostalgia for the hatching of the egg. Write it down. Write it all down. Perhaps you'll be rid of it. So now we have a tale of terror and a memory of distant shores. I believe all I need for the main quest is a Z story. Objective. Father's Bones. I need a Z story, a memory of distant shores, and a tale of terror. So yes, I just need a Z story. Okay, so now that we've found the Iron Republic, this is actually a very dangerous place to stay in. There's a lot of very high-powered ships in this area that can and will kill you very quickly. And they're all hostile. So we're gonna get the fuck out of here. And we're gonna head once more back to Fallen London. Staying the hell away from Adam's Doom. And yes, I do have to call it Fallen London, because you have to understand it is no longer London. This place down here has fallen, both from grace and from the world. It is actually somewhat funny, when England decided to invade hell, They lost a lot. Their empire, they lost most of their navy. Excuse me, because they decided to attack hell. Needless to say, they're not doing that shit again. Let's see. There's a place right there to find. I forget if I had found it or not. Ah, I can get a Z story from this. Luckily, I know how to dodge this. Just constantly go away from it as it charges you. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit there. Damn it. It's not what I wanted. Fucking Gillyfluer. Let's go a distance away. Oh my god, it just barely hit me. God damn it. Fucking die. I need a Z story! No, no, fuck! Seriously, this plan always worked before. Let us instead try circling like that. Yes, there we go. Just barely avoided it. And fire. Is it running away? Oh god, no. No, it's not. Fire again. Come on, 2 more shots and I'll be rid of this fucking thing. It's being a dick! It's changing its pattern! It's not supposed to do that! No, it went back to its old pattern. So, circle! Circle away from it. See if we can't kill it with some quick shots here. Whoo! Come on. And you're dead. Oh my god, and I am almost dead. Let it disperse. And I now have a Z story! Let's get the hell back to Fallen London before I lose all of my goddamn fuel. I'm already not doing very well in this game. 2 fuel and 3 supplies is really bad. Hull is replaceable. So are the supplies, but not quite so easily. And you can go slower in order to save on fuel, but I find that that doesn't really save on fuel. The slower you're going, your fuel... It's pretty much, you're either using up half the amount of fuel that you normally would be to go at half the speed, or you're using up 100% of the amount you would be to go at 100% of the speed. So, you really don't save on fuel. So it's generally something I just don't bother with. Usually I find that speed is a lot better. Oh my god, I've got 1 fuel left. Well, 1 extra fuel anyway. I'll reach London, thankfully, but this is not going to be fun. I may have already seriously fucked up by actually, like, following the main quest. I've never done this one before, but I probably should have explored, tried to do other stories, and not tried to do the main quest, and instead just let the items come to me. Because you can get those items elsewhere. It's entirely possible. So yeah, as I said, I may have massively fucked up. But we are returning to Fallen London at last. We have a good bit of terror. 24 out of 100. I have nothing to hide, Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. let's see. I hate this guy, but the dispensation is worth it. 10 fuel and 5 supplies. Do I have anything for you? No. Okay. Father's bones, the next step. Did I really need an echo for this? He wants news to cover his costs and risks. Frankly, his price is not high if the masters of the bazaar really are involved. But Huffman has a generous soul. You should at least pay for the coffee. Fine. This time, Huffman is waiting in a shadowed nook by the kitchen, half hidden beneath a pile of manuscripts. Your father, he whispers, was surrendered to the postal service. Yes, it's undignified, although the postmen of London are honorable and tenacious. The package should have found its way back to the bazaar, but something went wrong. The package is in Nuncio. Nuncio, the island where postmen go when they have seen too much. The island of letters not only dead, but buried. The master's ally addressed the package to a Mr. Voluminous, but at the wrong door. Good luck, and one piece of advice, be courteous to the powers of the deep Z. You never know when you might benefit. Nuncio somewhere in the central or eastern Unterzee. Seek a parcel with your name in Nuncio somewhere in the south of the Z. I'm sorry, was it in central or eastern? I was led to believe that it was places it was not in. So let's see. 5 echoes and a fuel for that. 5 echoes and a fuel for that. 10 echoes and a fuel for that. 5 echoes. Oh yes, the turning in the Iron Republic stuff is always very interesting. Excuse me, I need to unlock this. And this. Oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it eventually. There's always someone. Oh, wait. This is blank. Yes, both sides. No, I assure you, no, I know these things happen in the Republic. But shush, person. Consider this an ex gratia payment to cover your costs. Oh, nice. With that, guys, I am actually going to end this episode off here. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching so far. As I said, this is going to be a very... I don't want to say a slow game, because that sounds bad. But it takes time. It is a game to be experienced, not a game to jump in. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed the experience, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!